Alright, welcome back.
Welcome back.
So,
Apache penis. ENHL.
yeah, there's this, I wish I fucking remember the name of his goddamn channel now, but he recently just released a video about the wall from Spider-Man, which is a supervillain who's literally just a brick wall.
Yes.
And he was made as, like, a quick, like, whatever from the combination of Marvel and the Electric Company, which was, like, a show for fucking, like, 3-year-olds.
Yes.
So they made a villain of a fucking brick wall at a baseball game that just, like, knocked people over, and then Spider-Man had to stop him. And it literally ends with Spider-Man putting him in a net, and then the umpire kicking out Spider-Man and the wall for being disrupting to the baseball game. And then ends with the two of them just sitting on a bench quietly as Spider-Man wonder who won the game. That was it. He didn't even bring him to prison, he just, like, sat on a bench with him and was like, man, I wonder who won the game.
This is why we are like, what is the internet, man?
And the dude literally made an hour-long video on the fucking villain.
I mean,
He appeared in one comic.
I get impressed on...
And never appeared again in Spider-Man. Not even as a cameo. He's never appeared again, and the dude figured out a way to stretch that out into a 1 hour long video.
People impress
and the video is insane.
They impress me.
You could literally describe the entire video as the rambling of a madman. Like, it's just nonsensical. He draws connections to things that have nothing to do with anything he's talking about. He goes into several rants about things that have no relation to the thing he's talking about. Like, he literally ends up getting into a side rant about, like, a famous writer's kid releasing a book. And he's like, that somehow ties to it, but really does nothing to fucking do with the comic.
This is why people are amazing.
And I'm like, in the whole time he's filling out like fucking this weird long run skit thing where he turns someone into a brick wall and then the brick wall human hunts him down to kill him. Like all in between the fucking skits.
This guy sounds insane.
It's absolutely insane. If anyone hasn't seen it yet, after this video, of course, give us the view. Or, like, mute the tab and open a new tab and just let us play in the background. YouTube doesn't care. As long as the view goes, it works fine.
Twitch does,
but YouTube does not. So as long as it's playing in the background, it counts. So you can mute this, open a new tab, and let this run, and you're fine. And then just go look up, like, The Wall. Like, Spider-Man The Wall, and I guarantee you'll find the fucking video. It's, like, an hour long, and it looks like it's gonna be stupid, and trust me, it is. But it's hilarious. But it's hilarious. Like, he ends up going into a whole thing about, like, mental illness and, like, the ramifications of, like, villains and heroes and, like, how people just need help. And he ends up, like, giving the full story backstories to, like, 3 separate villains that have nothing to do with the fucking character.
This guy is amazing.
Fucking 2 of which don't appear in Spider-Man.
This guy sounds amazing.
Like, he gives the full backstory of one Spider, like, he's, like, to try and connect to the wall to these mental illness characters, he literally does one Spider-Man villain, one generic Marvel villain, and then fucking Ice King from Adventure Time to make his point, and
Dude,
I'm just
Ice
like,
King
this
from
is...
Adventure Time really did have mental illness.
Yeah, but it literally has nothing to do with the point he's trying to make, and he literally ends it with just like, we don't know what kind of struggles this man is going through, because we never see a finale to it. He just exists and then he's gone. Like, imagine how painful his life would be, constantly stuck as a brick wall.
Yeah. That is true.
He literally became the brick wall because he was a high school student building a brick wall that collapsed on top of him, thus converting him into
A
wall
brick
man.
wall.
Yeah, into a
This
brick wall
sounds
man.
unfortunate.
He's like, imagine the ridicule this man would face his entire life being a brick wall, but we'll never know because they never go into it. And I'm just like, this man is insane.
Man, he's really lost it a while ago.
Yeah, like, I can literally only describe the video as the rants and ravings of a crazy person who himself might need to go be checked for mental illness, making a video on how it's important that we know if the brick wall has mental illness.
Is it a sign, Chris?
It honestly, if you told me the video was a cry for help, I'd believe you. Like, it's either a cry for help or the greatest fucking meme shit post I've ever watched in my life. I'm not sure which it is.
And it's somewhere, or it's nowhere in between.
Yeah, literally nowhere in between. Because I watched one of his other videos out of curiosity, because he brought up one of his really popular videos in the middle of his video as like a joke of the only thing keeping this. It's like my video on speedballs, which I'm sure you've seen, because it's the only thing keeping my channel alive.
Man knows how to make a joke.
So I ended up watching the speedball video too, and that's like a way better, well, not better, equally as good, just completely normal video going into like the life story of like Speedball as a character. So that's why I'm just like, I'm not sure if this video is a cry for help or this the greatest shitpost of all time. I can't tell, because he clearly can make normal videos, and this is anything but that.
But I don't want normal video from this man. I want a crazy video.
Oh, honestly, I would love it if every video he made from that point forward was just as deranged and insane, because they're amazing. It's so well done.
Yeah.
It feels like something I would make if I had the time and the budget to do so. You know what I mean? Like,
yes.
Something just completely batshit insane.
You are the crazy man, Chris. I'll just say that.
Like, the whole time I watched it, I was just like, this is all my kind of humor, like, to a T. Every joke in this just perfectly fits the kind of shit that I would be like, this would be funny. I'm putting this in.
Dude, I think they're redesigned the solar sails.
Solar Shells?
The solar sails?
Solar Shells?
Now we're in a train.
Well, they did redesign the solar sails. It's no longer a big orange thing.
Hey, that big orange thing was great.
Well, it's still the same shape, but now it has like color and texture instead of being a big orange thing.
I don't like it.
I don't like it. I liked it better when it was a big orange thing. Oh, this is the part of the movie where they hid inside the train to get to the Citadel.
Yes.
So they could overthrow the government. I mean, save their friend Tron from his evil. Ugh.
Something like that.
Yeah, something like that. I like it.
I don't know. I don't know. I just work here.
I know we already talked about it earlier, but like, we should play Little Big Planet 1 now that it's just a single-player campaign that lasts like an hour.
Me and
has
you
no
talked about
content.
it. Not them.
That's true, we didn't bring it up on the show. So, for anyone who's unaware...
oh, dude, we gotta hack the data frame.
Oh, I get it. Honestly, that's kind of the cleverest use of QuickTime events I've seen in fucking a game from this era in a long time. For those who are unaware, Sony literally shut down the servers for Little Big Planet 1 and 2 because they were hosted on an unsecured network, and they got hacked. And the Little Big Planet people couldn't fix it, so they just gave up and fucking...
I didn't know that's the reason they
got
did
rid
that.
got rid of the servers. Well, their original plan was to leave them up forever, but they couldn't because they were running on old, unsafe servers. Which, in fairness, they should have saw that coming.
True.
Because no matter how secure your system is, eventually it's gonna fall apart or be replaced by a better, more secure thing in the future anyways.
True.
So it's one of those things, it's like, honestly, you should have saw this coming. But, fair enough. The thing with Little Big Planet that is interesting, though, is because of how they built Little Big Planet, all the creations from Little Big Planet 1 and 2 still exist and are still playable in Little Big Planet 3, because Little Big Planet 3 is on the new servers, and when they did that, they transferred every creation from, 1 and 2 servers to the new secure third game servers. But the problem is that you can't connect 1 and 2 now to the servers because they were shut offline. So now, if you want to play any of the levels from 1 and 2, you have to play them through Little Big Planet 3. Which is the weirdest workaround I've heard of in a long time, but hey, if it works.
Yeah,
I won't argue
weird.
with that. Yeah.
It's weird, but kind of cool.
Yeah, it's impressive how well it worked, honestly. Which I guess makes sense, because if they're all running on the same physics engines and shit, and all the same assets are there, and they just build on top of it, because that's kind of how they built Little Big Planet is they just kind of built on top of every game. Just,
Yeah.
like, added more shit, but they didn't really remove anything. So that you could just kind of, like, transfer everything up to the next game.
That's kind of cool, though. I do. That's pretty neat. But, you know,
Yeah,
if we
it's an
ever do want to
interesting
play
workaround.
Little Big Planet, 1 and 2's things, we'll have to play Little Big Planet
Yeah.
3.
Yep. Custom levels. Custom user
levels.
creator levels.
Ah, yes.
We can still play the single player of Little Big Planet 1 and 2, and I believe Little Big Planet 1 single player is like 4 hours long, and I believe Little Big Planet 2's single player is a tutorial that lasts an hour. So we could totally run through those.
And then we'd play Little Big Planet 3's story, and actually play the rest of it.
Yeah, of course. It's funny because I actually would prefer not to play user-generated games because, like...
Some of them are bad.
Well, it literally becomes the question of, well, when do we stop?
Yeah, you're right.
Because, like, it's like millions and millions of levels created at this point, so it's
Like how,
what the hell do we even
with
do?
Mario Maker.
Yeah, exactly. And I mean, people really like watching Mario Maker, but I don't like playing the same game for fucking a millennia. That's why we don't play Minecraft. It's literally the reason, because I don't want to play a game for fucking, you know, months and months and months, and then be like, when do we stop playing? If I played this enough, can we move on from this fucking game? Is our entire channel just people who only want to watch Minecraft now, and if we stop playing it, the channel dies? Like I don't want to do this. Know what I mean?
You don't want to play the same levels over and over again, expecting a different result?
That's the definition of insanity. I mean, it's not, but a game told me once, and I kind of like their definition
Have
better.
I ever
so
told you the definition of insanity?
we could play that, actually. I have that game.
Yeah. You do.
Far Cry 3. Much like Far Cry 1 and 2, it's nothing like Far Cry 1 or 2. The only thing I liked about Far Cry 3 was the fact that it is literally the perfect Rambo movie
It is.
as a game. Like, people were like, why don't they ever make a Rambo game? And I'm always like, they did. It's called fucking Far Cry 3.
Because he's in, like, the fucking desert, and not the desert, the
A
jungle.
tropical island.
And he's murdering all
And
these...
you're just murdering an evil government regime. And
Yeah.
that's the entire game. And then you're like, but why are you doing that? And it's like, shut the fuck up!
Because he killed your friends, or something like that.
Well, he killed all your friends. Well, he killed a couple of your friends, but mostly your brother. In front of you. And then you made a run, Forrest, run joke at your expense after killing your brother.
That's really what
And
it
that's
is.
why you have to kill him.
That's really what it is.
Okay, can I talk about the Far Cry 3 story? It's
Sure.
old enough that people know what happens
Sure.
in that fucking game, right? Okay. Let me talk about this fucking stupid fucking game.
I fucking hate this game, man.
I don't hate the game. The game is fun, right? It's like the reverse of... So, here's the thing. Far Cry is like Skyrim, but backwards. Skyrim people like playing because the gameplay is fun and the story is like shit, and no one really cares.
I don't know what you're talking
Far
about.
Cry-
Skyrim's story was great, I said sarcastically.
Like, Far Cry has a fun, interesting story with really unique and interesting characters and a kind of boring gameplay loop encapsulating it. Most of the fun of Far Cry is how many people can I murder before I get murdered. and more like, oh, these characters, and, you know, instead of like, oh, I'm gonna build this thing and reach my stats and raid this cave and find new gear that's better than the previous gear, where Far Cry 3 is like, I searched for twigs, and those twigs could be ground down into potion, and that potion could be used to make heal thing, and then heal thing can be used to heal me. And it's like, but does that make you a stronger character? And it's like, well, if I kill enough people, then I can increase my stat tree, and the stat tree then gives me... And it's like, but you can't build armor. And it's like, well, no, but, like, the stat system is, like, kind of a replacement for the armor, and, like, and it's like, how do you build up points? And it's like, you just kill people. And animals. And it's like, what do you do with the animals? It's like, oh, well, you know, with the animals, you can, like, skin them. And that gives you XP, and then you can use their skin for stuff like more drugs to give you different effects that can, like, slow down time and shit, and it's like, okay, so it's, like, not that interesting, and they're like, well, I mean, the crafting mechanic is really neat, and it's like, but you're crafting nothing. You're crafting all shit that you don't need. So anyways, I hate Far Cry's gameplay loop.
Really? I never would have guessed.
Well, Far Cry 3 came out at the worst time period, because it came out when Minecraft was popular. And I know people like Minecraft, but Minecraft literally was a plague on the gaming world. Because when Minecraft came out, everyone and their fucking mother was like, we gotta put a crafting system in this game. And it's like, but why? And they're like, because. And it's like, but why?
I love a crafting system as much as the next guy.
I don't. I hate crafting systems in games because I feel like they're all fucking pointless. No, it makes sense in Minecraft when your entire point of the game is to build shit.
Yeah.
Obviously, you would craft the things that you use to build. It just makes sense to the gameplay loop. You craft things to build shit, so then and then those break the things you craft, so you have to craft more shit to build more shit.
Yeah.
Makes perfect sense. My problem is when you get shit like The Last of Us, where it's like, craft bullets, and it's like, why can't I just pick up bullets?
It's like, don't have the material.
Craft healing item, and it's like, why can't I just pick up healing items? Craft Molotov cocktails, and it's like, why can't I just pick them up? No, like, why, what is stopping me from just picking, like, when the only thing I'm using crafting items for is for things that I'm just going to use instantly. And they barely overlap. It's like, you can use rag for bandage or rag for Molotov cocktail, and it's like, what? Who fucking cares?
Why would I choose one or the other?
Like, who fucking gives a shit? Just give me a band-aid or give me a cocktail. I don't give a shit which one it is.
You're the one that will help me the most.
Yeah, like, just build your game around giving me the proper fucking thing, and I will play the game properly to accommodate the things you give me. Like, why the fuck am I picking up rags to make fucking cocktails / bandages when I can just pick up a fucking bandage?
Oh, I hate it.
So, yeah, I fucking despise the crafting system in most video games. It's very rare there's one in a game that I actually enjoy, and I don't feel like it's shoehorned in just to have it. And Far Cry is the worst of it, because literally all you can do is make drugs. And those drugs do things. And it's like, are they good? And it's like, meh. It's like, one of them makes you take less damage.
Okay,
and it's like,
that's good.
Okay.
That could be good.
And it's like, I guess that's neat. And it's like, one of them heals you, and it's like, cool. I mean, yeah, it could just be a health pack. But I'm glad I have to craft it, I guess. So you make Molotov cocktails. Again, why can't I just find these? Well, because you can either make Molotov cocktail or a Band-Aid. Just give me one or the other, I don't fucking care. Like, why am I crafting this? Like, who fucking gives a shit? Well, you can take this one that slows down time, and it's like... I mean, that's kind of neat, I guess, but, like, am I really gonna go searching the woods for plants to make this shit? Like, what? It's not like it's like, oh, find these herbs while you're killing or raiding a base. It's literally like, go run around the fucking woods and pick up some fucking plants for, like, 6 hours.
6
and,
hours.
And you're just like, alright, and then you come back with a fucking bushel of fucking, like, you know, a bushel of fucking purple plant and poison ivy, and you're just like, what do I do with this? And they're just like, oh, you can't do anything with that. You also got to get yellow flower or Band-Aid, and then you can make stuff with that. And it's like, can I at least build my own guns? No, you pick those up, idiot. Why?
Chris isn't a big fan of it.
No, it's like the one thing that a crafting game would make sense for, right? Crafting your own gun. Giving it different sights or scopes or barrels or shit. Stuff. No, that's the shit you pick up.
Yeah.
Why is there crafting in this fucking game? What is the point? Why do you
I don't. I think I played a little bit of it, and I went, "Why does this game have crafting when it really does nothing?"
Dude, you know what I crafted in the entire game?
What did you craft?
Band-Aids.
That's it.
Healing. I literally crafted a healing thing. That was it. That's the only thing I crafted the whole playthrough. The whole game, I literally only crafted things to heal me because they're the most practical thing to craft.
What? You don't want to craft potions?
That's it. They're not I love that you call them potions. No, Derek, they're syringes. They're heroin needles that you inject directly into your eyes.
Ah, okay.
And and they have minuscule effects that last like a minute. I hate it. I fucking hate that. It's so bad. I hate crafting systems in games that just have them to have them.
What, you don't like arbitrary things?
Well, I love it because I love it when it's just like, what's the number one thing that makes sense for crafting in a game that revolves around gunplay? Oh, crafting guns and attachments and their fucking usability, and maybe making them full auto or like semi-automatic, or giving them better range or a scope, and they're like, nah, that shit you just find. You can't modify those. It's like, why?
Why would you ever switch even have guns?
Yeah, no, it's literally, then why do we even have a crafting system at all? Like, why have it at all? It's literally there to build band-aids. Just give me fucking band-aids.
I just want some band-aids, damn it.
Just give me the fucking band-aids. Like, it's funny because the two most practical things to build in that game is band-aids and Mazel Tov cocktails, and you use all the fucking rags to make band-aids. So you don't even really craft the second one. It's so fucking stupid, I hate it.
It's so true, because I remember playing that game for a bit, and I was just like, oh, there's crafting. I don't really like this, and I never beat Far Cry 3.
I didn't even beat Far Cry 3.
I don't even think
I got pretty close, but I stopped giving a shit, because the other problem with the game, which is the fucking story is shit. So Far Cry 3, right? You know the main baddie that they set you up with?
Yeah.
He's not the main baddie.
Yeah, the definition of insanity.
Yeah, they literally kill him halfway through and then
show you the real
dead. Yeah, they show you the real bad guy who you never talk to up until the point where you just kill him. And I'm like, what is the fucking point of this?
He's like corporate dude, right?
Yeah, like you literally team up with the what's the definition of insanity guy's sister to kill him. And then the real bad guy shows up and is like, hey, I'm the actual bad guy, and you're just like, wait, why? Just to stretch the game out for another, like, 3 hours? Like, why?
Yes,
who cares?
Yes, that's actually the reason, Chris.
Like, who fucking cares? Oh, man, we should play Far Cry 3.
We should play
That
Far Cry 3.
That would be a terrible time.
You will have so much fun.
The most fun I had with that game was when I was running and I jumped into, like, a pond to get across it faster and then was attacked by an alligator and it actually scared the shit out of me. That was the most fun I had in that game. Because I broke away from the alligator and then had to stab it to death with a pocket knife in the pond. And that was a lot of fun. And then I was like, oh, now I gotta craft something with the alligator skin. Watch, I'm gonna go back to that game and realize that there was way less crafting in it than I thought there was. And like, just
I would laugh.
Forget it completely.
So hard.
I played it when it was new, so it has been like fucking 10 years.
Where did you go? Sure. I don't know where I'm going.
I hear Far Cry 4 was better, though. Didn't give enough of a shit to try it myself, but I heard it was better. Awesome. We went from that railing to this railing.
I don't know if we're supposed to be over here.
I don't know.
I don't either. Oh, we want big chests, so yeah, we were supposed to be over here.
It's literally the... Dark, I don't know. You're supposed to be the one in charge of the map.
I've never played this one before, Chris.
I haven't played any Kingdom Hearts game. I don't know what fucking anything is.
I'm just winging it. Oh, fuck. So what have you been up to? I've been winging Kingdom Hearts for the last 3 years.
We haven't been at this one that long. We're only on episode 13.
This one?
We're only on episode whatever number this one is.
A noble fences.
Use your noble steed. Your noble steed. Oh, God. Dude, you wanna know what's really crazy?
What?
Eventually you're gonna drop from this and be flung into a boss battle.
I was thinking that, but we'll figure that out next time.
We'll get there on the next video. See you guys then. Peace.